I'm here with the creative team behind the IDW book, Sea of Sorrows. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we'll get talking about the book.
Hey, I'm Rich Douek. I'm the writer.
What's up? I'm Alex Cormack. I drew the sucker.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the book and the inspirations behind it.
Well, Sea of Sorrows is a undersea adventure story. It's about a salvage crew that goes out looking for some sunken gold that's in a U-boat and encounters something horrific in the deep. Kind of like, I guess, like inspiration-wise, it's almost like kind of The Thing or Alien, like on a ship.
Yep.
But also, like we delve a lot in, like these guys are all the crew of the ship is all veterans from like World War I and dealing with a lot of trauma from being in the war. So there's a lot of like that kind of psychological stuff woven in as well.
So, as the writer, what inspirations did you draw from writing it? Who are your inspirations for writing?
Well, I guess like some of my favorite writers as far as comics go, I love Grant Morrison. I love Neil Gaiman, which is not to say I'm like anywhere near on those guys' level, but those are people who I like definitely draw inspiration from as far as like how they weave kind of like bigger themes into their work. Like that's something I aspire to do. And I think with Sea of Sorrows, we were just talking a lot about like the trauma of like living through a war and just how it can affect people in different ways. But also, focusing on a lot of the action and horror. There's like a lot of really gruesome, brutal kills in there. So that's fun too.
And for your art, who are your inspirations or who are your influences?
Let's see. Well, on this book, there's an artist, French artist. I always mess up his name, even though I've said his name like a billion times. Christophe Chabout, and he's done a bunch of great books. But he did a book, Moby Dick book. He did a book called Alone, Park Bench. I mean, look him up. It's fantastic. So that was I had his Moby Dick book open probably the entire time while drawing this book. But at the same time, I mean, blanking on a bunch of names. Yeah, that's difficult. I'll tell you later. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this from Jim Davis to Jim Lee. I mean, I've been I take bits here and there. So yeah, name a guy probably.
Now, this is an ongoing series, correct?
No, it's all wrapped up.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I saw that it was. I've read the five issues, and then I was like, but then read something that said ongoing. I was like, hold on.
Yeah. No,
it kind of wraps up.
It's not an ongoing, but we do have a new book coming out in February called Breath of Shadows. That's kind of like a thematic sequel.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a follow-up, but it's kind of related to Road of Bones and Sea of Sorrows, and then Breath of Shadows is almost like the third in the trilogy. And it's not a trilogy in like Star Wars. It's more of a trilogy like the Cornetto trilogy, like
how Hot Fuzz is
Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Like they're and The World's End are different characters, different settings, but they all kind of have like little bits and pieces in common. That's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Now, working on the series, did you guys like bounce ideas off of each other during the creative process?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like the whole idea of doing an underwater setting was Alex's idea. It's something that he really wanted to draw, and went with it. Like, and I started researching like what are some cool creatures we could be using for Under the Deep. I sent them to Alex, and he started sending designs. And
that's how that Rich was like, I just read this thing about this U-boat, but it was a sunken U-boat with gold, and it's out there somewhere. Like, I don't mind if I do. All right. So, but I bet that clapping is great for the sound. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, okay.
But
we're on a show. I mean, sound is
it's live.
the least of our work.
Yeah.
So do each of you have like your own favorite character from the series that, you either enjoyed writing or
Oh God, yeah. For drawing, well, Siren, I was so excited. Like, there's a bit in issue 4. I won't do like spoilers, but there's a bit in issue 4 that I was waiting to draw since we got started, and I was just so excited to finally do this. And Rich made me wait all the time. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, I get it story wise, this makes sense, but like, oh, just let me draw this. But yeah, she was it, whatever it is. Yeah, it's yeah, I love drawing that character. Also, what's her?
I like feel like an idiot because I'm blanking on it too.
See, the thing is, like, for my sake, there's like little things. Like, this character had weird teeth, and I like drawing those teeth. Like somebody had like I was thinking of like I'm gonna draw like a tougher looking Jimmy Cagney, and I was like drawing that like because to go back to that influence thing, like there's a lot of movies from they're more World War II movies, but they're like some are based on like To Have and Have Not was a big influence on the artwork of this. King Kong, like half of the crew in this is taken from the crew of like the adventure from the original 33 King Kong, some of that.
Yeah, I think my favorite character is Sonia, the girl.
Sonia.
Yeah. 'Cause she gets all the best lines just because she has like bad attitude and it's just the most fun to write for me. But yeah, they all kind of had like their own fun nuances with like writing it. Like Sonny Jim, who's like kind of like this like kind of Irish gangster who's sort of along for the ride to make sure the captain doesn't haul out with the gold before he pays his gambling debts. Like he was a lot of fun because he's just like,
Just like, yeah, I don't want to be here.
does not want to be on the boat at all. But,
Opens a book, if I throw it up, and just like freaking ocean.
Yeah. So
Now, do you guys remember maybe the first comic book that you read, or the first one that kind of got you interested in the, wanting to do comic books?
Sure.
I don't remember the issue number exactly, but it was an issue of the Incredible Hulk from probably like late 80s, early 90s. It was when the Hulk was like kind of going through this other dimension called the Crossroads and going through some psychological stuff about like the origin of the Hulk. And Bill Mantlo wrote it. And I think Mike Mignola drew it actually. But it was, at least for me, introduced to the idea of like where David Banner, like his father, was like a really evil guy, and like that sort of like the Hulk was like always in him from like birth and stuff like that. And I don't know, there was just something about it that was like very like kind of deep, and to me that kind of made me feel like there's a lot more to comics than just like superheroes like slapping each other around. So I think that was kind of like what planted the seed in me that I wanted to write them.
I remember I don't remember the issue, but I remember the first comic I bought was a Batman, and just the image on the cover was Batman on the ground looking back, and he's like in a junkyard. It's a huge pile of cars about to fall on him. And
I know what I can't put a number on it, but
whatever. Yeah, but yeah, the issue. But that was the first. I just remember that image. But the first like kind of like run that caught my attention was it had to be probably Craven's Last Hunt. Because my brother, so my brother would always buy comics. He was always a big guy. He's 5 years older than me. And basically whatever he left on the floor of his bedroom, I would come in and like, what is this? So I remember, and he was like, that was when he's like, let me tell you what's going on. So like, gee, what's this world of comic books? Oh yeah, the Spider-Man. He's dead. he's in the ground. He's got to dig himself out. Here's Craven. Here's this dude in the sewers, like eating people and like ribs and like rats. I was like, this stuff is ridiculous. So, but those, that's got to be the first one. If not like, no, that'll be the first one. Yeah.
So is there anything else you guys want to say about the book, or, who do you think would be the perfect audience for your book?
World War I veterans. Yeah.
Okay.
I think on right now.
I think,
It's,
I think
three guys left.
Yeah, I think fans of horror like would really dig it. Like if you dug you dig The Thing, you dug Alien, you dig like suspenseful stuff. You know the World War I stuff is like integral to the story, but it's just a setting. You know, like real good horror can happen in any setting, and I think you know, I think if you enjoy like undersea stuff, if you enjoy like adventure stories.
I got a kind of a Twilight Zone vibe too from
Sure, yeah. And also, like, if you're a guy that likes creatures, you know,
Yeah.
like if you go into The Thing, it is like a life thing because we have this crazy monster, but it's also about these guys by themselves,
Yeah.
and like tensions just bouncing off the walls, and it's can't go anywhere except for off the boat. And but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if you're a horror fan at all, you'll love it.
And where can people follow you on the social media if you guys are on there?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. You look at R Douek, which is Douek, and you can also go to rdouek.com. That's my website. I have a newsletter you can sign up for to get updates directly from me.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter. It's Alex Cormack 4. And then like Instagram and Facebook, that type of thing. It's just Alex Cormack Illustrator. And yeah, I've said before, just Google my name. Someone will come up.
Well, I want to thank you guys for taking time to talk. And if you guys ever have anything you'd like to promote, then you're more than welcome to come. And let Comic Watch would be glad to help you guys get it out to the readership.
Awesome. Thanks
Sounds
so
great.
much.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right.